Yo, everybody, Numi and 3 here, and welcome back to the Dimensional Crisis. I've previously read Chapter 1 in the previous video, yeah, so let's get started on here, shall we? Oh, and before I start, just in case you want to see the first video, you just go to the Chapter 1 video. Okay. Ready? Go. After sitting and hang on, guys. After sitting and thinking of who would be the most worthy people to help fight in this battle, Numi suddenly remembers hearing about Sans and Papyrus, the skeleton brothers. As they continue in the underground, Asriel listens to Numi's idea of recruiting the skeleton brothers. Asriel asks him how they will get to the surface and where they will start to look for Sans and Papyrus. Numi then lets Asriel know that he can create portals to where he wants to go. Great! Asriel exclaims. Numi raises up his hand, which starts to glow with blue energy, and a portal opens. Here we go, Numi says. They both walk through the portal. As they step out, Asriel sees they have arrived in an area filled with houses of many sizes. He realizes they have stepped onto the surface. This is amazing. It's been a long time since I've been up here. It must feel strange after all this time, Numi said. Let me rephrase that. It must feel strange after all this time, Numi said. Okay, sorry guys. Carrying on. Yeah, it does. Do you think the skeleton brothers could be in the neighborhood? I know just how to find out, Numi replied. Okay, yeah. This is Asriel's dialogue. And yeah, I'll do the voices just so you can tell the difference. Yeah, Numi replied. Numi then grasps the gem and asks, what is the location of Sans Papyrus? The gem glows and Numi looks as if a light bulb went off in his mind, and he suddenly knows where they are. Numi points to the left at a cabin and says, they are over there. Numi and Asriel walk up to the door and knock. A tall skeleton dressed with a red scarf, a white t-shirt, black shorts with a red strip at the waist, and red boots opens the door. Yeah, that's the tall skeleton with those clothes on. And this is not what this skeleton originally wore. He wore something different, but I didn't want to do any copyright, so yeah. And also, I'll get to that in a second. Hang on. Then he looks at Asriel and says, "Oh wait, it is Papyrus. Hello, human." Then he looks at Asriel and says, "Who are you?" "I'm Numi, and this is Asriel." Numi glances over at a nervous Asriel, then looks back at Papyrus and says, "Is Sans home?" Papyrus sarcastically replies, "Of course. He's lying on our couch as usual." Numi sees a skeleton shorter than Papyrus on the couch. The skeleton was wearing a black shirt, blue shorts, and black slippers. Numi says, "Okay, I need to talk to you guys about something that's very important." Hearing this, Sans looks at his brother, then they both look at Numi. Sans moves off the couch and walks towards the door and then says, "Okay, what's up, kid?" Sans notices Asriel standing right beside Numi. Sans gets surprised and says, "This kid looks kind of like King Asgore, don't you think, bro?" "Come to think of it, yes, he does. but without the horns and beard, Papyrus replied. Okay. Numi reminds them they are needed for something important. He tells them to meet in the middle of their neighborhood in 10 minutes, and he says, I will then explain everything that's going on. Papyrus, looking for adventure, says, Sure thing. We will be there. Come on, Sans, get ready. Sans tries to pretend to be sleepy. Then Papyrus yells, Come on, Sans, I know you are faking. Sans says, Meh, it was worth a shot. Alright, see you guys in 10 minutes, Numi says, as he and Asriel walk away from the house. Asriel says, Hey, Numi? Are you able to find Undyne with your magic gem? Numi says, Yes, hang on for a sec. Numi then reaches for the gem in his left pocket and says, Show me the location of Undyne. Then the gem uses its energy to give Numi the directions on where Undyne is. Suddenly Numi knows where Undyne is. Then he says, She's over there. Numi points to a small house. Asriel turns his head in the direction of the house. Then he says, It's 1 block away. That's not far. That's not too far. Numi and Asriel walk towards the house, and as they walk, they see some workout equipment outside. Asriel says, This is obviously where Undyne lives. Then Numi says, I agree. They walk to the door. Numi raises his arm to knock, but then Numi looks at Asriel and notices his nervous facial expression. Numi says, What's wrong, Asriel? It's just that everyone still thinks I'm gone, and I'm worried she won't forgive me for what I have done in the past, Asriel replies. Then Numi says, Hey, don't worry. I definitely know she will forgive you. I'm sure of it, even if she found out. Okay, Asriel did some bad stuff in the past, just to remind you guys. And he's worried that people won't forgive him. Okay. Asriel takes a deep breath and says, Okay, I'll try not to worry about it. Oh, guys, and also, people think he's gone forever. And he's worried if they found out what he did that people wouldn't forgive him. So, yeah, I just want to give you a little bit of a rundown. Okay, carrying on. Sorry, guys. All right, Numi replies. Then he raises his arm to knock on Undyne's door. He knocks 3 times. Then someone answers. Okay, guys. Sorry if I'm having a little trouble here. Sorry. Just work with me a little bit, please. I'm trying. It's a blue humanoid fish monster with a red ponytail and an eye patch on its left eye. It's Undyne. She opens the door and says, Who are you? Are you friend or foe? Friends, I'm Numi, Numi replies. Undyne looks at Asriel and says, You have a familiar face. What's your name, little guy? I'm Asriel, he says. Numi says, I will explain that later on why he looks familiar. Are you busy? Undyne says, Yeah, why? Wait, sorry. Yeah, why? What's going on? Who are you? I will give you the explanation later. I need your help with something that's very important, Numi replies. Sorry, no can do. I have to do a workout right now, says Undyne. Numi says, But it's really, really important. I said no, Undyne yells. Please, Undyne. We really need your help, Asriel says. Undyne says, Sorry, guys. Okay, kid. I will do the workout later and help you with this important thing. Thanks, Undyne. We need to meet in the middle of the neighborhood in 10 minutes. There we will explain everything, Asriel says. With a grin and a nod from Numi, Asriel knows he did a good job. Okay, see you in 10 minutes, Numi says, as both him and Asriel turn away and wave. Okay, see you then, says Undyne, as she's closing her door. Meanwhile, Numi and Asriel have arrived in the middle of the neighborhood. Then they sit down on a nearby bench. Asriel says, I hope they come. Me too, buddy. Me too, Numi says. Knowing that there are two and a half hours left until Darkon is ready for battle. While they were sitting and waiting, Asriel notices some monsters and humans looking at him as they walk by. Afterwards, Numi notices that Asriel is getting more nervous. To help calm him, Numi puts his hand on Asriel's shoulder and says, It's all right, buddy. Asriel grins for a second and says to Numi, There's something I want to tell you. Okay, Numi says. Asriel continues, When I said that it was amazing to be on the surface, well, I didn't really mean it, because something bad happened to me a long time ago. I was attacked by humans the first time I came up to the surface. Because of that, I lost the life I was living. I understand, but that was a long time ago. They aren't the same as they were back then. And I already know why you went to the surface. You were trying to do something nice for your sister, and the humans didn't even stop to think, Numi says. Okay, let me rephrase that. You're trying to do something nice for your sister, and the humans didn't even stop and think, Numi says. Asriel sighs. Numi continues, as he is pointing at Asriel's heart. But she's always with you, and I bet she believes in you all the way. Asriel looks at him and grins, then says, Thanks, Numi. No problem, Asriel, says Numi. Okay, guys, let's stop here for right now. Okay, let me tell you something before I go. Okay, Asriel, Sans, Papyrus, and Undyne. If you mention like the king, I mentioned the king. Those people are not my characters. Asriel, Undyne, Papyrus, Sans, the king. They are not mine. They are not my characters. Only Numi and Darkon are my characters. Okay. Hopefully you like the video. If you have put a like on my video, please leave a comment and subscribe. And remember, stay frosty. Okay, see you guys later.